Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I have got another autumnal set using one of this week's Nail Team glitters of the week and also the Gems Nail Systems colour of the week, this beautiful amber. So to see how this set was created, please keep watching. So I'm working on Ebony, my other Elena hand, for this design. I have applied the gem stiletto tips on this one. I then cut them down so I've got more of a tapered square look, and I have just pinched them slightly to give them a bit of a C-curve. I am using Melody Monomer, which I've popped in an old empty one of the acrylic pots. And then acrylics I'm using in this set, I've got crystal clear acrylic, as always. I'm also going to use a little touch of Peachy Peach, one of the core acrylics, and then our colour of the week, this beautiful autumnal orange amber. And from the glitters of the week, I'm going to use Chocolate, one of the beautiful Lazer Glitters. So I'm going to get started, and I'm doing my thin clear base on all of these nails before we can get into the design. So I introduced the colour of the week in the previous video, 24 holographic multi-cut glitters this week for £30. It's unbelievable, and this is a great glitter collection if you are starting out or you just want the same cut in every colour. This is one you need. I used 3 of the glitters in the previous video. I'm going to use the beautiful chocolate in this design, and that takes us straight into what I'm doing. On the middle finger, I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of chocolate around the cuticle. This is a sort of design you've seen me do before, where I'm going to apply the cover acrylic just over top so it looks like the glitter is just coming out from underneath at the cuticle. So just a little amount, just fading it out slightly down the nail, patting it down, keeping it nice and thin because it all needs to be encapsulated, and obviously I don't want a lot of bulk and chunkiness right at the cuticle. Once I'm happy with that, I'm just going to give it a little wash of a clear acrylic over top, just to protect it when I start adding the next part of the nail. And whilst that sets, because I don't want to go in and start adding the cover acrylic while it's still wet, because I don't want to move what I've done out of place, I'm going to move on to the pinky, and on this nail I'm going to do a full chocolate nail or chocolate glitter nail. So starting at the cuticle, smaller bead so I can get nice and neat right round the cuticle, and then we'll start adding more glitter as we come down to get full coverage. And what I love about these Lazer Glitters is you've got the chunky hex pieces in there, but we've also got fine glitter, which means it's a really easy glitter to get full coverage with, because that fine glitter just fills in all those little gaps you might get. So if you're not confident working with chunky glitter, or you don't get on with it, this is the collection for you. You don't need to put down a fine glitter as a base, you don't need a colour as a base, you can get full coverage nice and easy with this collection. Moving back to the middle finger, and I'm going to do a reverse smile line with Peachy Peach. So I've applied my bead where I want that smile line to be, sort of turned the brush, I flipped the brush over, blended it back, just slightly overlapping the glitter. For now I'm going to add a little bit more to get that sort of ombre blend better, but I'm focusing on shaping my smile line, using the sides of my brush to really shape that, get it nice and neat. Make sure I've got a little bit of a wall, because we need that ready for the next colour at the tip. Not worrying at the moment about the apex or the structure, because I'm going to do all of that with clear acrylic. And then I went in with a smaller bead of Peachy Peach, much wetter bead, and worked on that blend between the nail bed and the glitter, adding a bit more, still quite wet, just to keep it nice and even and just work on that blend a little bit more, but I just want it so it's almost like it's tucked in, that glitter is tucked in. And now I'm going to encapsulate that nail bed with crystal clear acrylic. So get my apex in place, then I'm just pulling it down right to that smile line, and if I need to add any more height to that acrylic wall at the smile line, I can do all of that with clear acrylic. Again, I'll use the side of my brush to really keep the shape of my smile line. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect, because I will go in and neaten it up with my nail file, but the more you do with the brush, the less filing you have to do. I'm leaving that to fully set now, and I'm moving on onto the index finger, and I'm going to do full nail of the beautiful amber. You will actually notice I have got the amber gel polish on my nails, and they are almost a perfect match. Smaller bead at the cuticle so I can get that nice and neat, not sort of bleed the product into the cuticle, not build up too much height or bulk. We are painting this on, using it as a design powder. I'm not getting any structure with this colour, I am just painting it on. So going in with a little bead at either side wall where I'd got a little bit of a gap, and then just adding a bit more at the free edge where it's a bit patchy, and getting full coverage. Paint it down, keep it as thin as I possibly can. I am going to add some glitter at the tip on this one as well. Off camera, I did file that smile line, just fully neaten it up. Make sure you dust away any dust from that filing, because you don't want that in the finished nail. And now I'm going in with amber at the tip. I'm going to push it right up into the wings, and don't worry if you get any colour on that nail bed. You can see here I am trying to wipe it off, but it will file away when we do the filing. And again, I'm painting this on. I like to use all of my gems colours as design powders. You can use them as a strength powder and build the structure, but personally I just prefer to always cap them, and that is how I work. And once I've made sure I've got full coverage there, full coverage right up into the wings, that is where it doesn't matter if you get a bit of colour onto that nail bed, because at least you know you've got the colour right up into the wings. On the pinky, except this is a ring finger, I'm again going to apply a full nail of amber, again painting it on. My focus with the first bead is always to make sure I've got a nice neat cuticle, and then we can start adding slightly bigger beads to cover the rest of the nail. And where I've sort of painted the product out and it's ended up a little bit patchy where I've run out of colour, we just add a little bit more. And that is all of amber applied. I'm going to go back to the index finger, and I'm just going to add a little touch of that beautiful chocolate glitter just at the tip, and just feather it back slightly so I've got a nice ombre between the amber and the chocolate. And you can see I just used the very tip of the brush just to move the glitter, especially the chunkier cuts, around, just to get the coverage where I want. And then just pat it down because it does need encapsulating. You will notice I already encapsulated the pinky while I was waiting for my smile line to fully set. But this is the acrylic design all done. So my next job now is to encapsulate all of these nails in clear acrylic. Make sure I've got all of the structure, I've got the apex, everything is fully covered, and then when that's done we are going to file these nails to shape, refine and smooth out the surface, ready for finishing touches. And here they are, freshly filed, and there is something gorgeous about a freshly filed nail. I don't know why, it's just something I love to look at. But we don't want to leave it like that for too long. Going to give it a good clean off, get rid of any dust or fluff and anything. And now I'm going to add a little bit of a tartan design to the ring finger. So I've got brown art gel from Crystal Nails, just adding a little bit onto my painted and posted palette. I got, I'm not sure what colour that was, but I've got white art gel from Perfect Nails and also shimmering bronze from Perfect Nails. And I've just added a little dot of each one on my palette. I'm going to use the Gems Addison brush. This is the double-ended Addison and Avery brush, but Addison is the striper brush. And we're going to start adding our stripes to get that tartan design. So made sure this nail is fully clean before I do any painting, because I don't want to get any dust in that paint. And we're starting off with a line of that beautiful brown. I went with the brown instead of the black because it ties in with the glitter. So I've done it on one side of the nail, and now I'm going to do horizontal lines, and I'm going to do a couple of these, one sort of top half of the nail and one in the bottom half of the nail. And I'm trying to keep the lines relatively the same width. I don't really want well, with each colour, some of the colours are slightly thicker than the others, but I want to keep them similar. So you see I'm just adding that second one, bottom half of the nail more towards the tip. Once I was happy with that, I popped in the lamp and just sort of semi-cured it, just so I didn't smudge it. Now I'm going in with white, and I'm doing this on the opposite half of the nail to where I did the brown. And I'm doing one very close next to it. I was using a picture for reference. I will be honest, I didn't come up with this how I did it on my own. I mean, in my head I know what tartan looks like, but I did use picture for reference. And now I'm doing a white line, just leaving a small gap but underneath the brown nail. So I'm sort of brown line, getting my words in a muddle here. And you left a similar sort of gap to what I left between the two white nails. Lines, Helen, white lines. And then I did another line of white under the bottom brown. Semi-cured that again, and now I'm going in with the shimmering bronze gel. I love art gel. I love these shimmering colours. These are all from Perfect Nails. I did get them from the nail team. They are no longer stocking Perfect Nails, but there might still be some of the colours available on the website. So I did that first line right next to the vertical brown line, and then I'm doing two other in between the horizontal brown and white lines, just adding a little bit of shimmer. Then I'm going to do a second vertical line in between the two white lines. I've got it this time. Once I was happy with that, that's gone in the lamp for a full 60-second cure, and now we can add some, or the final finishing touch, which is Tina Top. Bring these nails back to life. Off camera I did just clean over the other three nails again, or wipe over them, just in case, because these hands really do attract dust. So whilst I did that painting, I wanted to make sure they hadn't attracted any more dust. And my original thought when I did this nail was did this design on this nail was doing some crystals around the cuticle, but I decided I wanted to tie all of the nails together, so I did the glitter instead. But if you don't like that look of the glitter sort of underneath the cover colour, you could use crystals instead. If I was doing this design on an actual human person as opposed to a practice hand, I'd double top coat the tartan nail just to make sure I really seal in all of that art gel. But because I'm doing it on the practice hand, I always just do one coat. All top coated, they're going to go in the lamp to cure for 60 seconds. And this is my second autumnal video of the week done. A second and last, I should say. And I love this design too. I actually felt I had a really good week with my videos, because I loved how both of them turned out. Some weeks I always have a favourite, but I love both of these and they are so different. And I don't often do any hand painting, even just lines. I mean, I do tend to avoid it, so it was nice to do it, and I actually really loved how that nail turned out. I was really proud of this set, and I loved the extra sparkly set I did earlier in the week. But my opinion is not what matters to me. I would love to know what you guys think. Which of my 2 videos this week is your favourite? Please let me know in the comments down below. That is it for this video. So I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and if you've not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you check out the description box because I'll pop all the product links and details in there. One of the art gels is from Crystal Nails. You can get that off the Crystal Nails website. The other 2 may or may not still be available on the Nail Team website, but you can get white art gel from Crystal Nails too. All of the other products I used are from the Nail Team, and any that are full price you can use Helen 5 for 5% off. The colour and the glitter of the week are on sale until Monday morning, when we will get a new colour and glitter of the week. But at the moment you can get the full collection of 24 glitters for £30, and you can get the beautiful amber, gel polish or acrylic for just £5. So now is the time to grab those if you like the look of these colours. I will be back next week with a couple of new videos using the glitters and colour of the week. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye. Mwah.